start over. Hey everybody, it's Ted with Scratch Road Golf. Today is day 3 of our journey to becoming a scratch golfer, and we're supposed to be doing some chipping today. It's a little wet and rainy out today, so we're gonna have to improvise. Luckily, I have just the thing for that. Let me show you. Luckily, about 6 months ago, I invested in a Skytrak. So when the weather is crappy outside, I can practice inside. In my garage, simple setup, have a mat, a Skytrak, and a canvas thing that I hit into. I watch it on the TV. I don't have a projector or anything like that. So I can practice my chipping. You can even practice putting in here, but chipping, short shots, long shots, drivers, you can practice everything. Now, before we get into my chipping, one of the things I want to talk about really quickly is what does scratch look like? I never touched on that. I want to be a scratch golfer, but what's it going to take? What does that person look like? And I found this on the internet. Okay, so a scratch golfer. Let's start from the tee and move toward the green. Although when I'm practicing, I'm starting from the green and moving backward. That's where most of your strokes are going to be, on or around the green. So that's why putting and short game are number 1 and number 2 in my practice. But from the tee, average driving distance for a scratch golfer is 251 yards. That's it. That's not a lot. Anybody can get that, with practice. Greens in regulation, 67%. That's key. And I am not there. Fairways hit, 53%. Depending on your course, where you play, that may not be as important because I've played courses that are wide open and they don't have, the rough isn't really penalizing, so it's like hitting out of the fairway anyway. Putts per hole, 1.67. That's huge. If you, as an average golfer, let's say you 2-putt every hole, that's 36 putts. 1.67 is tough to get down to. I mean, you're taking 6 strokes off of your game roughly to get down to that 1.67. So 30 putts. And that's where the putting practice comes in. Scrambling, meaning getting up and down, working on the chip shots around the green, 54%. I'm not there yet either. Sand saves, 59%. I feel confident out of the sand, but I don't necessarily always get it close enough to make that putt to get that sand save. I would say that my scrambling, my sand saves are probably closer to the 20 to 30%. So those I have to work on. But that's what scratch looks like. And it's not impossible. We can do it. We just got to practice. And that's what we're going to do. Okay, so on the Skytrak, you have the option to do different challenges. And one of them is target practice. You can set yourself up any distance from the green from 10 yards out to whatever you want. And you can set the target to easy, medium, or hard. Because we're so close, I set it to hard. And depending on how close you get to the flag will determine what your score is. The inner circle, 100 points, is up to 2 yards. The 50-point circle is 3 to 5 yards. The 25-point circle is 5 to 7 yards, and anything outside of that is 0 points. So my goal, and you get 6 shots for each round. My goal per round is to get, say, 600 or 300 points. 300 points. That's 6 shots times 50. That means I'm getting it, within 5 yards of the hole. Ideally, you want it within that 3-yard circle, or 3-foot circle, I should say. But I am going to be realistic with my goals and expectations for right now and say if I can get it within that 5-yard circle, I'll be happy with that. So I'm going to do 10 rounds of this and see what my score is on the average. The first round, I'll leave it regular speed. The next 9 rounds, it'll whip right through it, and you'll see me going really quick. and then we'll see what my average is. For the 10-yard shot, I'm using a 7-iron. After that, I'll go back to 20 yards and use 15 yards using 8-iron, and then 20 yards and use a 9-iron, bump and run shots. All right, I think I got it. Let's go. So, although my last shot was fatted and barely made the grid, I'm very happy with how I hit those shots through all those rounds. I tended to focus a little bit more and made more solid contact. I will say that something I haven't really experienced before, because I've never put this kind of practice into my short game, is the mental drain that it is. You know, constantly focusing on exactly what you want to do. And I guess as I exercise my brain in that way, it'll get stronger and I'll get better at that. But we're going to move on to the 20-yard shots and the 9-iron and repeat all that again. Okay, moving on to the 20-yard shot with the 9-iron. Same process as before. Had to take that red sweater off because it was getting a bit hot. So let's do 10 more and see where we end up. Goal is the same. We want to get 300 points per round. Okay, so finished on a strong note there. I'm gonna tell you, definitely you're not swinging full swings, but mentally it takes a lot out of you. But I feel good about it. I never put this much practice. I swear, I never put this much practice into my short game, and I already feel like, I mean, this is just my first week, second day. I feel like it's gonna make a big difference. Now, will 1 hour a day, 5 days a week, make a huge difference? I think so. Will I be able to get the scratch? I don't know. I think so. It's just going to take time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back, review the video, and I will put my 10-yard average right there. Then I will put my 15-yard average down there. And then I will put my 20-yard average right in the middle. Actually, how about we go 10, 15, 20? I'll just move it around. Who cares? Anyway, listen, I appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully, you're joining in and practicing. And you know, even if I inspire one person to get out there and practice and improve their game, it's worth it. It's keeping me accountable, so I'm practicing my game. So until next time, hit them straight, hit them long. I'll see you on the green.